There we go. Beat me up, Scotty. I don't know what was going on then. Fucking couldn't see. No, happened. No fucking sound or fuck all. Got me sound on. Yes, yeah. Anyway, evening. Welcome to Raconteurs After Dark. It's Friday. Of course, it's after dark, and it says on the clock that it is, as you can see, the big hand is pointing towards the 7, and the little hand is pointing towards the, between 9 and 10. So 9:30. Anyway, 9:30. It fucking looks gross, this, I tell you. My hair's all over the place. Look at me fucking state of my hair, look. That's terrible. I am wearing the hoops. There you go. You can see that. There you'll be able to tell what that is. I am wearing hoops, yes. Good evening now. I hope you're all okay. I hope you've had a great Tuesday till Friday. So what's that? Wednesday, Thursday, today. So 3 days. I hope you've had a good 3 days. It's a bit like weekend. Weekend's like 3 days, isn't it? On the it's 2 days. So it's like 3 days, only in 2-day form, as people would say, anybody would say. I hope you've all had your tea and had a nice tea. I've got my dandelion burdock here, and in case I run out, I've got a Dr. Pepper. Now I wonder if they have this in America. We should ask Uni if they have this in America. Oh, by the way, I got an email from Uni last week, just saying that he couldn't. It won't be about on Friday night. I don't know whether he thinks it's a permanent fixture now, but anyway, he said he weren't going to be along on Friday night. So we're going out with his grandma, and I forgot to ask him about it on Tuesday. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. Good evening to everyone in the chat room. Let's say some hellos. Dalai Lapa, Paula. Evening to you people. Spanish Chicken. Tony's there as well. The dot. Glasgow's green and white. It certainly is, mate. I got fucking kicked in one time when I went to Glasgow, but that's a complete fucking another story. When I played football in Kilmarnock, and we went to Glasgow, which were about 40 miles up road, up a motorway. So we went there and ended up getting kicked in. But that's another story. It didn't put me off. I still like him. I was probably a bit of a wanker. What does Dr. Pepper think of what's going on? I don't know what he thinks, actually. He's probably as concerned as we are. Because it is concerning, isn't it? It's just every day it's some new shit, and it's likely that it's funny. I think it's funny. I try to find what's funny in it, because it's just not. If you don't, you're going to be a right mardy cunt. And nobody likes a mardy cunt, do they? Especially my wife. She don't like a mardy cunt. And I used to be one, right bad. Hi, Paula. We missed you last night at Steve's. You know what you should do, Tony? If you get all this stuff all the people, because you always promote other shows. You always come on and promote the show. So if you send me some text with whatever you want written on, I'll put it on, and then next time I'll zip it across bottom. And then, it can just go across bottom on his banners like that. There you go. So I can do that. So just let me know if you put them in some text for me somewhere and send them as an email. I can't. The only thing is, if I put them in chat, I can't do anything. I can't do anything with the chat. 'Cause if I click on something, it just pops up there. Look, there you go. See, so I can't copy and paste that. Yeah, if you can't laugh at it, yeah, probably ordered it from Amazon. Pissed. I don't know what that is. Good evening, Tom. Tom Beresford is in there as well. Jerry, son of Mick. I'm very well, thank you very much, Tom. I have seen Adi today. I went over and took him shopping so that he could go shopping, which consisted of going to 2 Aldi's and a Morrison's because they didn't have the right tomatoes in the Aldi's. So we went to 2 of them. One, they didn't have the right tomatoes, so we left. And the other one didn't have any tomatoes, but he decided to do his shopping there. So we decided. I don't know why I'd be deciding what Ada gets his shopping from. But yeah, so we did 2 Aldi's and a Morrison's, which was very interesting. But I was quite pleased with the number of people that were in the shops that didn't have masks on, and even staff members that didn't have masks on. I thought that was particularly good. So I know we see this fucking shit about this stuff about Aldi, and they wanted to get the people vaccinated and everything, and trying to make it mandatory, trying to mandate it within Aldi. But the people there, the staff that are working there, are probably just as pissed off with everything as we are. And let's hope this is coming to an end. Canned plum tomatoes. He wanted chopped tomatoes though, without what with fucking herbs in it. And they got loads of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, but they have none with herbs in. So I said to him, "Why don't you get some herbs?" I mean, that for me would have been, but no, Adie's really got his stuff, and he needs to, he needs all his ducks in a row. Otherwise, he gets really frustrated, and particularly what's happened to him last year. That's contributed to his frustration, but he's doing okay. We had a good laugh. There was some good laughs in there, some good old laughs. So that's what we like to see. Oh Jesus Christ, COVID climate con. He's here, look. He's had a few drinks. He's had a few drinks. And, it's an interesting fact. When we were going around, Aldi, when we were going around Aldi, see, I ain't even fucking started this yet, and I've started losing it, losing myself. Come here, hair everywhere, man. That shit on top. It's not even real hair, is it? Looks like, is that veins in there, or is it hair? It's hair. It was hair. It's where hair used to be. Never mind. Colin, Convid says hi, Colin. It's been, where were I? Herbs. Going round. Here's an interesting fact. My wife likes chocolate, and she likes Malibu as well. That's her drink of choice. She drinks Malibu. And she likes both of them, but she don't like macaroons. I got macaroons with chocolate on today from Aldi. Macaroons, and she don't like them. I don't get it. It's like, it's like solid Malibu is a macaroon, especially with chocolate, and she loves chocolate and all. But she won't eat them. So I've got some macaroons for sale if anybody's interested. Because I had one and they were fucking horrible. I thought they were something else, I think. It were, because the macaroons were all soft and that, and I thought, well, yeah. So it's, I got some macaroons and my wife, so I'm liking Malibu and chocolate she likes, but macaroons she doesn't. So is Adi still planning to go with his tie, play with his tie, so to speak, his ties? Yeah, he is. He just needs to get better. And of course, there's also, when he's living in another country, there's also like health insurance, that sort of thing. That's got to be sorted out, and that's just become more complicated now. But I suppose it's better that it happening here than it was, happening to him when he went out there. Although he might have recovered a little bit quicker out there. I don't know. Just like so that he could get out and about a bit. So long as she still likes your macaroons, Jace. I still like that one either. Now one. Partial to a coconut macaroon myself. Like I said, I've got about 5 or 6 for sale downstairs. They're in good condition. I've only bought them today. Right? There's not many miles on them clock. So just I'll sell him you for what I paid for him. I'll give him for what I paid for him. There's one missing, but so I'll deduct it. So you'll pay pro rata. Hi Jason, who is our guest tonight on the show? I ain't got anybody. We ain't got anybody on the show. It's Friday night, and it's just me. I'm just going to do an hour, I think, because I've got a big week coming up. A big week. On Tuesday, I'm doing 2 shows. 2 shows on Tuesday night. Can you fucking believe it? Me. 2 shows, look. This guy here is going to be doing 2 shows. Yeah, I should raffle them off, shouldn't I? Anybody wants to buy a macaroon raffle? See, this is getting into we're quite controversial here, aren't we? We talked about macaroons. We've had the round pea scandal that has rocked the nation, as far as I know. It's rocked my nation anyway. We've been at it here for a while. Good evening, Sean, as well. Sean Hamer. Good evening to you. He sells many. What round about? Oh yeah. We've got 2 shows next Tuesday. So yeah, on a Friday I just come on, and someone might come on. I come on for an hour or however long it takes for me to knacker my sinner, especially having some medicine as well. But it's not really medicine, is it? It's just dandelions. It's dandelions to go in with dandelion and burdock. Are there any non-binary macaroons? I've not had a look. I've not yet. I need to lift up, pull the chocolate off a bit, and have a look and see what they are and what they identify as. You what? Yeah, what the pronouns are. As you can probably hear, my wife's just come upstairs. She's on her way to her pit, and she's talking to me about pronouns. And of course, she knows about pronouns as well, because she's very, very clever. She's like Carol Vorderman without the plastic surgery and the fucking. She ages as well, my wife. Yeah, going right way. Yeah, right down the way you're supposed to. The traditional way, the traditional aging route, as we'll call it. These days, and you see, but she does identify as 13. No, she don't really. Fucking hell, that's get me to rape bother that, doesn't it? I could get into some rape bother with that. You don't identify as 13, do you?
No, 22.
22 will do. I like 22. 22 is good. Yeah, so I've like I say, I've got a couple of shows to do on Tuesday next week. And I'll tell you about that. Well, I'll tell you about that now. And this is your fault because somebody mentioned it, so I did it, and then I got it booked for this Tuesday. And there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. What are you doing, love?
I'm all right. I'm just making sure you can't see all that on your screen.
No, you can't. You can if you go up to. I think we can just see there that bit of the lift. See, that's the. So if you go to there, still can't see you. Still can't see you. Still can't see you. Watch for your tits will go into shaft in a minute.
What side do you think of?
Where? Oh, I'm looking at wrong side. Oh, there you go. I'm fucking looking at wrong side. I'm looking at that side. Like a fucking dickhead. Like a with me gay hairs on top of my head. Yeah, so I'm doing 2. This is your fault. There you go. Look at that. My wife, she wears that. Oh, come here, Watson. Come on. People think that you've been killed or something. Come here. Come here. Right. It's there anyway. You can hear him. Is Dave Von Kleist on the show soon? I've not got any plans. Not long ago since I had him on. But I will get him on in future. But I just haven't. Yeah, I've just not long since had him on, and it's a bit. It can be a bit, I don't know. The word. No, Not that, love. No, it can be a bit abrasive and like, you know what I mean, and a bit you know, I don't know. Oh, by the way, this is my office, as you can see. This is my little office here, and you might think that this office is a normal office. Well, you'd be fucking wrong, would you not? I'm going to prove it to you.
So you'll be showing people my washing?
I'm not going to show you my fucking washing. I'm going to show them this.
Oh, okay.
Look. See? It's a buy office. So it goes both ways. Yeah, Joe's seen again. What's that, Joe's seen again? We're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah, so like I said, Tuesday we've got I've got 2 shows. Now this is somebody's fault, but on Tuesday I've got Ollie Damagard on. I've booked him on. He's going to be on live. The problem is he's in Bali, which is down under. So I think it's like Tenerife for Australians, something like that. It's non-binary trans testicle workspace, very push. It fucking is very push. It's got a lift and all, look, in it. See, that's how posh it is. It's got a lift and a St. Pauli scarf and a magnificent clock. And we, you know, just because all numbers are all over the place, it doesn't make it any less of a clock. Hello. People are saying hello to you, love. They don't know how bad you are, though. Don't swear at me. I'm a very sensitive man. Yeah, so Ollie Damagard's on. The problem is where I'm doing 2 shows. Like I say, I'm doing 2 shows. And the reason I'm doing 2 shows is because the live show with Ollie Damagard, who's in Bali, is going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m. So you need to set your alarm clocks. I was going to record it, but then I thought, because I'm going to do it at 9 o'clock, record it and then just stick it out at night. But I've decided just to do it live at 9 in the morning and then have a show do an hour at night as well, and talk about other stuff and talk about what he said as well. I don't know if you've seen the video that I put together yesterday. It's the thing I've been talking about where I told Ollie Damagard about, because Ollie Damagard admits he's wrong. I put that out and then I thought, oh my God, I'm trying to fucking, I don't offend the cunt, but actually I didn't give a fuck, to be honest. But I thought if I offend him, then he might not come on, but he's obviously not offended. So, and anyway, I've only spoken to his assistant. So yeah, he's going to be on. He's been pricked, has he? We'll find that out. See, yeah, we'll find that out. I will ask him if he's been pricked, and if so, why he's been pricked. You know, if he know, you know, why. What's the? I did ask Neil Sanders, and Neil said that. Well, he explained to us why he had his jab. So you can get in trouble for that now, not having your jab. Jimmy, if Jimmy's about, hello to Jimmy. Your missus must be a saint, says Donna. See, that's women ganging up on me. Oh, an angel. She's an angel, she says, not a saint. A hell's angel. No, that's AD, isn't it? Hell's angel. No, she's not. No, she's not. She hasn't even got a fucking regular bike. They mind a fucking motorbike. She hasn't even got one of them that don't go anywhere. You know, fucking never seen them. I can't use a bike anymore. It's like you need two feet to pedal. So there's no point in me having one, but you know, she hasn't even got one of them what goes nowhere. You know, it's I ain't even got one of them. Although I went on one of them, you use with your hands. When I were rehabbing rehab after I'd had my leg chopped off. I kept having to go on one of them bikes and doing that. I could have been hitting one of them balls, couldn't I? You know, like a boxer, but I'm not really into that sort of thing. Violence, even against like little rubber balls, I can't do it. Smarmy Sanders. I don't even know. I have not mentioned Sanders. I did mention Sanders. Neil Sanders. Yeah, he's he did explain though. He did. I asked him, and he came out with it. And that's his choice, isn't it? It's everyone's choice. Everyone's own choice whether they have the jab or not. That's what we're fucking. That's what we're supposed to be fighting. Is not the jab itself. It's the right to choose what was in your body, the right to say no, the right to have a different opinion. I noticed that they've cancelled Michael Vaughan, the cricketer, over some alleged racist comments with no evidence from years and years ago. But the anti-Semitic bloke who said it, who accused him, he's not been cancelled. And I thought they did them first. Anybody who were anti-Semitic, I thought were done first. So, but obviously not, because Uni's still alive. Uni. Yeah, this is what I was saying, Jimmy. So Jimmy Hagan was on Tuesday, as you know, if you were watching or if you've watched the rerun. Jimmy Hagan was on and Uni was on as well. Now, right at the end, when we've finished and we've done, I don't know if this is the magic of television, how it works, but we're all still here. And you know, we talk. You can have a chat after, can't you? You have a chat. And so we did that. And I wanted to apologise to Jimmy because this wasn't anything to do with him. It was Uni, and anybody who's ever spoke to Uni will understand what I mean. It will keep you on forever. So in the end, I just went because I would really want to go. Anyway, I was knackered and I wanted to go downstairs and have a joint and sit back and relax. But Uni wanted to talk, and you know, so he was left with Jimmy. So I don't know how long they lasted, but Uni sent me an email the next day just saying, sorry if I pissed you off. I sent him one back and said, you didn't piss me off, I just needed to go, I was knackered. And then I just know how I just didn't want to like butt in and shout, oh, shut up, I'm going. So I left, and then they could continue their conversation afterwards. So I just wanted to apologise to Jimmy firstly for leaving, and secondly for leaving him with Uni to talk to. But I mean, Uni's a good lad. If you've never talked to him before, he'll tell you some stuff about things from fucking years ago. That Hitler. He loves it. Fucking loves it, Uni. He does. He does though, love. He loves it. He's proper thing. Oh, dear me.
Fucking dogs burrowing and making tunnels in fucking Dover.
It's what? It's tunneling in, making tunnels in Duvet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burrowing and making tunnels. Get on my fucking nerves.
Anti-Semitic. Why would a person hate cement? Have you ever fell down and fucking hit your head on cement? Dalai Lama? That you would be anti-Semitic then, wouldn't you? Or like anti-deskit if you fell over and hit a desk. So, oh dear. So what you been interested in this week? We've had what we had today. Yeah, I can't. I no today. I've not even looked at news at all. I've not really looked at Facebook. So I've been out. Oh God. Yeah. I can't fucking. What's been going on? Who's been doing what? It's mad, isn't it? We've got the Ghislaine Maxwell thing going on. I know there's a lot of talk that's that this COVID thing is a distraction away from Ghislaine Maxwell, but I can't see that the whole 2 years of it. I know they do distractions and things, but I think did I see Farage's Trump interview? It's interesting that, because I did see that it was on. I did see the start of it. I did see it advertised. It were advertised on GB News all day, and I keep if I'm watching something and adverts come on, I'll click onto GB News just for laugh, either GB News or go on Court TV in America. I'll put something else on, and I did notice that GB News were pushing this at Nigel Farage. I don't know what the up and down of it is, but I would imagine that if you looked at Trump's arse now, you'd probably only see fucking Farage's hush puppies. But then again, remember the plan, stick to the plan, trust the plan, believe in the plan, because belief is don't need any evidence, does it? There's also I did notice that there's that on Channel 4 they're advertising that they're doing a documentary on QAnon sometime, I think this week or next week. It can't be this week, can it? I'm not going to put it on weekend, but next week then, maybe. Neil Sanders is the Blue Peter presenter we all dreamed of. I don't think I dreamed of Neil Sanders when I was dreaming of Blue Peter presenters. It was probably that one that's dead. Who's that one that's dead? Karen Keating, yeah. When I were a lad. I think she were there. In Blue Peter. Off of Blue Peter. Fucking Blue Peter. Have you got a gold Blue Peter badge? If anyone's got a Blue Peter badge, send it, mate. I'll pay you for it. I'll give you one broken toothpick. It's all I can afford. Trump was described as a man who has managed to get 30% of his hair to cover 90% of his head. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but he's hanging on to that, isn't he, for dear life. I've got a chocolate starfish, says Dalai Lama. Yeah, well, I think we've all got one of them. It depends whether it's chocolate flavoured. Is it chocolate flavoured? Chocolate starfish. Go and ask for a chocolate starfish. Go and get kids to, when you're at Seaside, get kids to go up to a store and say, go and ask for a chocolate starfish. Oh, can I have an ice cream? Yeah, get me a chocolate starfish as well, tell him. I was never that sad to watch Blue Peter. Well, neither were I, but it were on. And I do remember it. That's pretty much all I remember. I remember them making in December, they'd always make like a fucking Christmas decoration that you could hang off your ceiling with candles on it, but it were made out of 2 coat hangers with some fucking tinsel. And I tell you what, some tinsel, candles, coat hangers, you fucking in, aren't you? You could do that as a living. Bespoke Christmas decorations made by a former Blue Peter watcher. What do you call it? Viewer, former Blue Peter viewer. Tell them to ask for a blue a blue waffle. A different type. Yeah, you won't do that, would you? Where is Goose Stepper this evening? That's a rally. It probably is. Last week he couldn't come because he was doing something with his grandma. That's what I meant to tell you. He sent me a message saying, I'm going out with my grandma. So at least he's getting out, and he's got somebody more his own age to hang about with. I bet he fucking drives her mad. Can you imagine going to your grandmother's and my grandmother would have fucking loved it because she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, but I think she was fucking perfectly sane, and someone were talking to her. That's what I fucking think. I mean, how do we know if someone were talking to her or not? Could have been, we're not in her head. But my grandmother, if I'd have known, if I'd have been able to have conversations then about things I know now, then that would have been an interesting one. Unfortunately, she died a number of years ago. I am fucking 51. Not supposed to have a grandmother when you're 51, are you? Hitler asked Uni, is that rain? Uni, no, it's hail, Hitler. Fucking hell. Only brainwashed idiots. Neo-Nazi Tinky Winky doesn't sound right. But it probably says, Grandma, what do you remember about Hitler? You know, the more I read about him, the less I think of him. The less I'm drawn to him. What does he say? He says, the more I hear about him, the more So it should be he should be talking about Hitler now, probably to his grandmother if he's doing the same as he was last week. So Uni, you probably listen to. We probably won't listen to this back. I don't listen to his show back. I listen to my show back. Don't listen to anybody's fucking show back, really. It's good to laugh, says Spanish Chicken. It surely is. It surely is. It's got to be the only way, really. It's got to be the only way. You know, we've got people now who are at the fucking wit's end, and I mean at the wit's end. I mean, look at what this has done. I blame this crap for A-Day, for what happened to A-Day. I think the stress that this put on him, you know, coupled with everything else, I think that's what fucking did him. I think that's stress. I think the stress of the whole fucking thing. So it's got to be good to laugh. You've got to be, aren't you? Good evening, Alan McVicker. He says he's been tuned in. You're playing in the background, Shagger, while I tend to my tribe. Lol. Good one. Look after your tribe. That's they remember they've got to look after you when you get older. Good evening, Paul Cotty as well. Good evening to you, mate. If you want to come on, you can come on. Have I heard anything of Vinnie Eastwood lately? I've not. I've seen him. He's had a video out. He's done a video. I think he's really ramping it up. You know, he's a victim of these people. See, that's what this is. And I'm not pulling him down. Well, I'm not pulling him down, but I'm a little bit. I think that he fucking does everything. Hello, God, more. You know, I'm trying to talk to you now like I talk to anybody. I'm not putting on. This is how I talk to anybody, but he can't do that because he's like stood up and he's wound up and he's trying to be a victim. This is what they all do. He's like everyone's trying to be a fucking victim. Even like Vinnie Eastwood, because he got arrested, didn't he? Him and his mate got arrested somewhere in New Zealand. I don't know where it was. Some, Vinnie Eastwood, the conspiracy twunts Terry Wogan. He is like that. Yeah, good guy, folks, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta get it. I can't do a New Zealand accent. I always end up going steady bigger. Good, isn't it? No, it's So it's like the end of democracy, and it's a video with him in it, and he's edited it and done all sorts of shit on it. Right, Auckland, it were. There you go. So I've not seen it. I've just seen that he's been posting it. I'm not going to watch it. I know pretty much. We've had Vinny on here a few times, and he's okay. I enjoy getting him on. But as long as this is the thing, as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you know that everything's for myself. I look for everything for myself. I don't listen to anybody. I do listen to people, but I make my own mind up about things. Do I play any instruments? No, I don't, unfortunately. I would like to. I'd like to play piano, but my hands are a bit fucked at the minute. So, yeah, I'd like to play piano, but I can't play any instruments. Out of me and he's the talented one. He's wheel instruments and singing and all that stuff. But he's always loved music, been around it. So no talent whatsoever here. Musical talent, none, zero. But getting back to Vinny Eastwood, he's this is what I get. I mean, he's trying to do. For me, people who are in alternative media, they get a few followers, people that watch them. Not say backers, they might get backers, I don't know. If they're advertising, they've got backers, haven't they? But they get a few followers, and then they do as much as they can to try to be like the fucking mainstream media. And I don't see point, because I don't trust the mainstream media for that very reason. Yes, seeing video of him asking to be protected was a bit strange. There you go. You see, again, this is what they do. They claim victimhood, because if they're victims, they can then get people emotionally involved, and when people are emotionally involved, they make silly decisions. Like about it's the same reason that when you're watching like a show that's got like X Factor, where they want you to. I don't watch it. No, I've watched it. Last time I watched it must have been 2010, I think. And then I'll probably only half watching. Remember, I used to be out on a Saturday night. And what the fucking hell am I talking about? What am I talking about then? Vinny Eastwood. But yeah, the point I'm making is that protected. He wanted to be protected. It's a bit strange. Playing victim again. People, yeah, that's right. Oh, people make not bad decisions. People make decisions based upon emotion rather than facts. Like you wouldn't. Nobody would vote in any TV vote or anything like that cost them money without the manipulation that goes on. And that's why they always play these like really like these songs that are music over it that's designed to make you all emotional. Oh, this song, it reminds me of blah blah blah. Vinny's gonna be Alex, hasn't he? Yeah, and there's another one, Alex Jones. Alex Jones has just been told he's liable for damages in a defamation case against the parents of Sandy Hook. The parents at Sandy Hook apparently took him to court and said that he did this and did that and did other. And he now is trying to set up a fund. He's getting his listeners and his viewers to hand money over so that he can pay off this whatever is going to come his way, which he deserves. Because if you listen back to any of them shows, all them shows are is, if they're going to take, if they sue me, great, that's great. That means I get into court and I can produce all the evidence. We've got all this evidence. He had his chance. Where were it all? Where's it gone? He had his chance to say, look, this is not, I don't owe any money because this is what I believe, this is truth. And this is the evidence that I've got. But he obviously don't. So he's believing everything he says. He's telling you to believe everything he says. Well, not you specifically, because you listen to this. And this is far better. Yeah, so, but it's the same. He's put himself into that victim. Everyone's trying to take the victim. Nobody wants to take the moral high ground. They want to take the moral victim ground or the victim high ground. That's it. I'm a bigger victim than you are. I've been fucking arrested by the police, and I've had me. Dalai Lama. Terrible thing. I'll say that about you, innit? Yeah, but he has this victim sting, doesn't he? It's they all do it. I don't know if you see people, they post things and they like post these like memes or whatever, and it'll say somewhat along the lines of, no matter how many times you bang me down, I'm always going to get up and I'm going to come back after you and all this shit. It's not. They're not. They're going to fucking just post a meme. That's all they're going to do. They don't do fuck all. Nobody does fuck all. It's the same fucking thing. We've been doing it for fucking yonkers. I remember as a kid, if there was summer and somebody says nobody will do that, I'd fucking do it. Nobody else would do it. But all hard kids wouldn't do it, and I'd fucking do it. Like fucking moonied a load of kids that were from another fucking school once and ended up having to leg it and got fucking shit kicked out. Well, a lot of others got a shit kicked out of them. Fortunately, I was quite a fast runner in my really younger day. I was Rotherham School champion when I was about 11. So I was quite a fast runner. So I just, boom, I was gone. But no, people won't do it. They want to see somebody else do something. And then they see somebody else do something. They can laugh. They're involved in that then. And then that person that does something, they're not really the victim. They are victims, and the other people all feel like they're victims as well because they're part of it. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to fucking say. But anyway, don't listen to Alex Jones. I don't think I'm getting him on again. Listen to Vinny Eastwood by all means. Just anybody you listen to. Me, don't fucking believe a word I say. It don't fucking matter. It don't make any fucking difference to me. I'm not fucking selling out. So he's Vinny. I'll have him on again, but I'll have him on knowing what I know. Like with anybody else, like Ollie Damagard. I know he's coming on Monday, and there's certain things that I disagree with him on, and there's certain ways that are there's certain things that I wouldn't have said or anyway. I just wouldn't. I do know what I'm listening to. I know what I'm talking to. Alex Jones is Bill Hicks, so that says it all, really. Yeah, that's about as fucking useful and as it is true. Virtue signaling again. Everyone does it though. Health Freedom UK. Everybody does it. Everybody fucking does it. Whether it's the fucking person that films themselves going up and getting a fucking homeless bloke a sandwich. They're all doing it. The virtue signaling, or people, anybody who does anything. Look at this shirt that I've got on here. It's a Celtic shirt, right? Half of people in Glasgow don't like this shirt, and half of them do. So I'm virtue signaling. I'm trying to say that I'm virtuous to the half of people in Glasgow who support Celtic. It's the same thing. So we all do it. Oh, fucking hell. I've got a thing. See who it is? Of course you can come on, Rich. I'll put I'll tell you what I'll do. I shall put the link in here. And if anybody wants to come on, you come on. You can buy extra cover. There is no business like truth business, like no business I know. Every chemtrail has a silver lining. Everyone can live stream on the go. Everyone loves victimhood and funding. There you go. Like the go. You can film yourself doing fucking anything. I mean, you can get your mate to sit as a fucking homeless person, go up with a sandwich and a fucking can of Coke and a fag, and like give him a look at me. Just make sure you get the Coke thing in because they're going to give us 40 quid if we do that, if we get it on. Right, make sure the Coca-Cola thing, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. Sandwich. And the video descends. Doing it. It's, well, it works. It works because the alternative media have got, where do you think they got their ideas from? From mainstream. That's why they want to look like them. So the more they look like them, the more they think that they look official. And what's the other fucking word? Credible. I look credible now. We're if someone says to you something, it's like someone who said to you, you'll say something and they'll go, what's source of that? And you'll get source of that, whatever it is. And then they'll say, oh, well, you see, that source is terrible. I don't like, that everybody knows that person's this, that, and other. Don't address anything that you're fucking saying to them. All they'll do is they'll say, I don't like the source where that's come from. So don't know why I'm doing a fucking Jimmy Savile impression. It's quite worrying, that, isn't it, love? Yeah. You don't sell your opinion, Jace. You interview people who have options to sell. Yeah. Brilliant. Anybody, look, I do interview people, and I know that not everybody that I interview is, for a start, firstly, he's going to be liked, because you lot fucking hate some people, but and that's fine. That's absolutely fucking fine. I want to try to, if somebody's, I will ask a question. We've got here we go. We've got a guest. It might take a little bit of time for him to pop on, because it's fucking taking time again. This bastard. It was working all right, wasn't it? When Webby were on. Right, I can't hear you. Everyone else can probably hear you, but I can't. So I'll wait until it comes on. But can everyone hear you? Can you say something and see if people can hear you? Because I can't hear you. No. Muek. Can you? Are you? I can't hear you yet. Can anybody hear him? Can you hear him in chat room? Anybody? Can't hear him. We can't hear you, mate. So I don't know what that is. Might be a microphone. No lip movement. Oh, there we go. He's gone. Oh, I'm going to come back in a minute. I don't know if it's come back on for you, but I'm just in a little square now. There you go. Is that a mime? Yeah. It's not. No, couldn't hear you. So try again. When you're coming in, there'll be a place where it says we'll check your mic and your camera. If you check it and make sure that your mic is working, and because you'll see that this little thing that goes up and down like that, it says it's working, then you'll be able to get on, and it'll know. So if you could, please. Hey, it'd be good to talk to somebody different as well from what we've been talking to. I know I've spoken to him before, but the waver, sure he waved before. Maybe he has. Convey truth through expressive mime. That could be a mimist. There's no silence like Raconteurs silence. Like no silence, I know. That's it. We get lots of silence here. Is he of sound mind? He is. Yeah. I've spoke to him before. Here we go. Let's see if we get anywhere this time. Right. I'm pumped that we're going to get somewhere. I've spoke to him before. There we go. I can hear you, but you need to turn us off this time. Right. I'm pumped that we're going to get somewhere.
Hello.
I've spoke to him before.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you. You can hear me. Right. I'm pumped that we're going to get somewhere.
Hello.
I've spoke to him before. Hello. I can hear you. You can hear me. Right. I'm pumped. You need to turn the sound down. You need to turn the YouTube off.
Hang on. Yeah.
There you go.
Right, is that better?
That's better. There we go. Hallelujah. Good evening. How you doing?
Not too bad, Jason. And how are you this evening? How are you this evening, Jason?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well.
Yeah,
very well. Tell everybody your name. How do we spell that? How do we pronounce? Is it Muek?
Well, if you're on Twitch, on certain people they say music for some reason. I don't know why.
Right.
But on most, on Daisy Gaming, it will be Mewig.
Mewig. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just call you Mew. Mew.
Okay. 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 Look on a cow on a field. So that's fine.
All right. Then no problem. Well, I'm actually going Mew. That's more like a cat. You know, like a cat that goes mew, 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 mew,
Yeah.
mew, mew.
Yeah.
So what's on your mind, Mew?
Well, when you was on about earlier there, Jason, about this stuff, how can I put it? You know, these jobs what are being lost right now.
Yeah.
You know, we're in care work, stuff like that. Who is actually authorizing this? Who is authorizing this? You know, from
Right.
the support workers, the care workers. Like, it doesn't matter about the NHS workers because they are owned by the government. But I want about the other workers, the care workers and the support workers that really do something to help people. Why are the government they're not even interested? They are just like pretending they do not exist.
But that's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah. But, why are they only protecting NHS? Even though they're slacking down the NHS. Like,
yeah, they can't sell it off. They need it to be a vibrant business to be sold off, to sell off.
It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a support worker, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I've got sent a letter just the other day there, Jason. Where's my camera? Down there. I got sent a letter from my boss saying that at the end of March 2022, I cannot work for my job anymore. Now, what I can't understand is, right?
For what reason, though? For what reason is that? Is that because you're not unvaccinated?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can't. I will no longer be able to work because I am not going to be taking the vaccination. That's as simple as that.
Right.
Now then, the strange thing to me is that, well, not strange thing, but obviously, all the parents of the children who I look after, who have learning disabilities and all this, that, and the other, yeah, they all love me. They all love me. They've got no problem whatsoever. You know what the problem I've got there, Jason, is when they start interviewing black people and foreign people. I'm not being funny or nothing like that. Coming across to take over from my job. Okay.
Right.
Like robots. So they're going to get rid of all the good people. Like the government of this country is going to get rid of all the good people who are looking after these people with learning disabilities, and then replace them with
people who can't speak English properly.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And you know what, Jason? I'm not fucking happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all.
No, you shouldn't be, and that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to make you unhappy about it, and that's probably why you're feeling resentment, and that you're feeling resentment towards government. I mean, it's not these people who come in; it's not their fault. I mean, they're invited, or they come. Yeah. Many people. We've got a lot of immigration from Africa and from Asia and from Southeast Asia. We're from all over the world. We've got lots of immigration, but they're brought here because, first of all, they're happy to be here, because the place that they lived in has probably been fucking raped to all its resources by foreign countries and companies. So they're happy to be here. So they'll take more shit than you will. They won't stand up for themselves like you will. They won't be as confident to stand there in front of somebody and speak in a language that's not their native language to somebody senior. And so they'll not be able to express themselves in a way that you can.
Yeah.
So they're easier to control, and you can probably pay them less. They'll probably take the conditions, because they're just grateful to be in a country where they've got opportunities. But unfortunately, like you said, they're taking opportunities away. They're not taking opportunities away, not them, but the opportunities. As a result of that, the opportunities are being taken away from someone like yourself, and gifted, if you like. And so this vaccine mandate, it is a mandate. If you're going to lose your job because you've not been jabbed, then it's a mandate. My advice to you would be, no way on this earth would I resign. I don't know what sort of contract you're on and who it's with or anything, but you've got to fight for it, and it's not because you don't.
It's
not because you're racist. It's just that people are naturally, everybody's naturally got this, a self preservation. You need to preserve your way of life and stuff. So it's really difficult. It's really difficult, and I really do sympathise with the position that you find yourself in. Over nothing. That's the thing about it.
That is right. Yeah, that is right, Jason. That is exactly right. Over nothing, and I already know. I've already seen the people that could be taken over from me next year, and they are. I'm not being racist or nothing like that, but they are all black. From African countries, and they're not they are not here. Let me tell you something, right? They are not here to protect you or your daughters or anything like that. They are here under government orders, like robots, basically.
Listen, let's just look.
That's the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth. That's what
it's the truth. I know it's the listen. I know it's the truth. This you'll know that I know when I've said what I'm going to say. Right. Let's talk about it as it is. Right.
Yeah.
Let's not fanny about and start saying, look, I'm not being racist, because you're not. I can tell. You don't have to tell yourself. You don't have to tell us you're not being racist. Right, anybody here? But we need to start talking about this, right? I've been in hospital a number of times, and in the night, I've been given medication which has slowed my heart rate down. The first time they did it was down to 6 beats per minute, and they ended up having to revive me. And then last time I was in hospital, 16 beats per minute. They'd put me down because they'd given me the wrong medication. Now, this is the fact. This is the truth and the facts, right? All the nurses that were on nighttime were black, and they were as if like they'd only just arrived in this country and spoke very, very patchy English. Now, when you're in a hospital or you're in a care situation, you want to be able to communicate what you mean to somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
And with children, you know what children don't know what to do. They don't know. So they will, they're going to be more vulnerable because they won't be able to say to somebody who's not going to understand. If there's something going on in their life that they want someone to do something about, they're not going to be able to explain that to somebody who can't speak English properly.
So that means that children who don't understand, black people will be more coerced into it because they'll be scared.
Say that again, sorry.
I said, like, you know, when the blacks do it onto children, that'll be classed as coercion, because, like, you know, children don't know what they're on about.
Yeah, when they're trying to tell them something, when they're trying to explain something to them, the children won't be able to understand, and kids will. Yeah, and listen, I completely understand, and I've got a lot of sympathy for your predicament. But it really is that it's a predicament. It's a way of it's sort of like an opposite gentrification. If you know what I mean, it's like people talk about areas being gentrified. But it's the opposite in most places. Most places that used to be nice places are now dogholes. There's a place in Sheffield called Page Hall, and it's full of when I say it's full of, I mean everybody who lives there, just about, apart from one or two people that have lived there for years and perhaps grew up in that house. It's little terraced houses. It's like a Coronation Street type area. Okay, so you've got all these little rows of terraced houses, all these streets, and there's people that live in these houses that really enjoy what they've been doing over years to the gardens and things like that. And now they're waking up in the morning and finding in the front garden they've got a fucking mattress. Down end of the street, there's something on fire. There's a fucking mattress. There's a wardrobe on, you know, all just on end of the street. So just dumped it. They have firework displays at like 1 o'clock in the morning. They're just setting fireworks off. The whole area is like lawless. It's completely fucking lawless. The police have actually purchased a house that is in there, and they're having it like as a permanent mini station.
I think that is part of, like, you know, the police tactics to do that, like, you know, to try and stop a lot of like awful behaviors and stuff like that. But, like, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, when you work in for like you know, for learning disabilities and stuff like that, you know, all the parents love me, you know, who on that unit I work on, they all love me. And, like, you know, I've just had a letter. I don't know whether I can get it up, but I don't think I should, really, just in case.
No, I don't think you should
ruin the thing. But I've had a letter saying that at the end of the March next year, I'll be sacked from my job. It doesn't matter whether I'm good enough or whether I'm crap or whatever. What I have learned is that when I have gone into work, I've seen that a lot of black people are coming in.
There's black people already here. Let's just say foreign people.
I'm saying a lot of people that need training. A lot of people that need training that have not got like sort of like people that have not been brought up in England, basically. So, like, if you think, Jason,
right? I know what you mean.
If your son or daughter, right, has a learning disability, right, and they live in a unit, who, you know, I'm not trying to put you into a position or anything like that, but, like, you know, for years, okay, I've looked after them, okay, with no problem whatsoever. But then the government says, you have to have a vaccine. So if you don't have it, if you don't have the vaccine, you have to be sacked. But we're going to bring in these new people that wasn't even born in this country to look after your daughter. How would you feel?
Well, do you know what? I'd feel exactly like you do. I'd feel exactly like you do. But there are reasons. These are the reasons why they're doing it, so that people like someone like yourself will get wound up about it. This is why they're doing it. Instead of getting wound up, you want to be working on your strategy. Because if this happens in March, then you know, you're done then, aren't you? You've got to work on your strategy. Somebody suggested That,
I have tried. Yeah, I am working on it. Yeah, I've contacted lawyers and stuff like that, and they said they can actually help me. They can help me, and there is a big, massive list in this country of when these lawyers are going to go ahead and well, basically, they've got a massive list of all these care workers and stuff like this. It's not NHS. It's not NHS at the moment, but it's care workers and support workers. They've got a massive, massive list, and they're gonna they're putting it all together, right? Okay, Jason. And in the future, they will be using all them names and the information what is given to actually go against all the care companies and the government in the future, and the government, big style. And I'll tell you, I've got something coming up as well. What I've got coming as well, what I'm putting about, and I'm going to be going against the government as well. Massive, massive, massive style as well. And yeah, everybody says like, oh, there's nobody's doing nothing or whatever. I'm going to be going against Boris Johnson himself. Again, why is he doing this to the care companies in this place and the NHS, even his own company? Why would I care about the NHS? Because I care about people like you, Jason, and other people on this channel. I tell you, I've got a very good chance of doing this. And if you look at them arseholes on television, okay, you look at them arseholes on television, they're scared as fuck.
I agree, yeah.
They are scared as fuck. Why would ITV bring in a doctor to say like, and if you really technically you should be wearing a mask in the sea when you're swimming. What bollocks! What a load of fucking bollocks! Like, what a load of bollocks! Anybody who believes that needs to take the face for it. Yeah, exactly. What a fucking wanker, hey? And he's
anybody who believes that's obviously a fucking idiot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you see people in the car on their own and they've got a fucking mask on.
Exactly.
What they think they're going to get it off? Can it come from outside? There were people even blocking the vents up so they won't get air coming inside the thing because they thought this super virus is going to. Now we've got this fucking moronic one. I mean, that one's fucking brilliant. It knows when it's time. By the way, it's going to be Tuesday, midnight on Tuesday or midnight on Monday. Tuesday's going to be first day. I'm going to be fucking after you, a lot of you. Because they must have said that to him. Because why? If there's something that's so important that it needs to be implicated like this, and something like this only needs to be implicated for something really important, then it would be straight away. They'd say, right, straight, everybody, for fuck's sake, get your fucking mask on now.
Exactly there, Jason. Yeah, for fuck's sake. And that's exactly how everyone should be thinking. For fuck's sake, what the fuck are they doing? Like, on that television, on ITV or the BBC, like, what the fuck are they doing? Where do they get these fucking people from? Where do the fuck are they getting these people from? Like these fake people. But yeah, like, oh yeah, Dr. Hillary. Oh, they've had loads of experience in like this, that, and the other. What a load of fucking bollocks! What a load of bollocks! Where the fuck has Dr. Hillary come from to say you have to wear a mask in the sea or a swimming pool or whatever? No. That is not normal, and they are taking the piss out of you. They are taking the fucking piss. That's as simple as that.
Exactly, that's what they're doing, but they're getting away with it. And the
Yeah,
reason they're
they
getting
are.
away with it is
Yeah.
because, right, there's people that, like I was saying the other night, there's people that are in middle. There's us here that are saying, you know, don't, all right, well, he's just going nipping off for a shit, I think. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, like I was saying the other night, you've got three types of people. You've got people that know about it, that want to do something about it. There's people that know about it that are fucking scared, so they are violently. That's the violently opposed. First, it's is it 3 stages? First, it's violently opposed. First, it's laughed at. Then it's fucking violently opposed, and then it becomes common knowledge, and that's where we are. You see that I think this the way to deal with this and the victory in this would, like I said before on Tuesday, I said we should down tools. As far as COVID goes, I think we should down to when it comes to online and stuff like that. I think we should down tools, and if we all then with this shit that's going on, if we all fight our individual fights, because once we're all shouting, we're all screaming and shouting in the same place. We're all on the internet. That's where we're screaming and shouting. There's people doing demonstrations. I know that, right? And look, whatever anybody wants to do, but my idea is we down tools on the whole COVID thing. We don't talk about it. We go online like we normally would go online before all this shit happened, posting about JFK and 9/11 or whatever, but just fuck the COVID off. Ignore it out of existence and fight your own fight, because everybody's got a fight in this, and everyone's got a personal fight. Everyone's got a personal fight, and everybody's got a collective fight.
Yeah, yeah.
But we concentrate on our own personal one. We win the collective anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, you know, on what you're trying to say there, Jason, is, do you think that basically you do not give up any sort of like stuff, like, you know, what you're going to do on social media? You just keep it to yourself? Or
just everyone. Listen, if everyone does their own personal, if there were as many people that are moaning about it online that were going their own personal fight, because they've got to be affected by this in some way.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, of course.
If they do their own fight, collectively we win.
Yeah.
If everyone wins their own fight, then collectively we win. And the people that don't win their own fight, then when we win, then it's then time we give them a hand up, you know, a lift up, help, like, you know, help people. We need to get through this before we start fucking, you know.
The thing is, though, when people are actually complaining online, like, you know, those that genuinely need help, how do you then approach that on Facebook? Or, like, you know, YouTube and stuff like that? How, you know, when people are actually saying, like, you know, oh, fuck this, like, you know, I've given up, like, you know, I've had enough now, I've seen it for what it is, like, you know, I'm going to go and do this, I'm going to go and do that. Do you then intervene, or do you just let him go on with it? You know, like, you know, do you see what I'm trying to say? How do you get that person to join your group?
Well, you don't need to join that group. The group you've got is yourself and your family. That's your group. Forget about this and being a fan of a fan of somebody like David Icke or whatever. Forget about all that.
But it helps, though, doesn't it?
I know it helps. Yeah, this is therapy. Like I say, it's therapy for me just as much as it is for everybody else. It's therapy, and this I'll continue. I'm not talking about it. What I'm talking about is, instead of the amount of time and energy that we're putting in to online, I'll give you an example, right? Somebody might put a post up on Facebook, right, that says all people who are unvaccinated should be completely removed from society, you know, put in camps and all that shit, right? And then so you're so fucking angered and outraged at that someone's posted that, or somebody might have like shared it from somewhere else, but it's got on your timeline somehow, and then you get into a fucking row with them, right? And you're rowing with wrong fucking people. If you use that energy and you then targeted that at where your problem lies, so your problem lies with the company. So you go, they've got a Facebook
my
page.
Boss. At my
Facebook
boss.
Page. Sorry?
At my boss.
Yeah, right. So they've got a Facebook page. And so if you direct your energy, that energy that you were going to put into fucking arguing with somebody you don't even know, you're never going to meet, and then getting drawn into other fucking arguments with people you don't know and never going to meet. If you used all that energy and put it towards and posted things on their page and posted things, and then you'd like empower other people to do the same. You understand what I mean? You're going to lose your job. They're not going to fucking sack you for putting something on the, and they can't anyway. You know, this is when all court action happens. This is what I'm trying to say, is that we've got so much energy that's going, and all it's going is towards them. Any argument that's online, they're profiting from. They're feeding from that. They're, you know, the little agents, the littlers that have got, like, think they've got some power. Nah, just ignore them. Just walk past the fuckers. If they say it to you, then stop and just be chilled. Don't give them a lecture. Just say, I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Simple as, and then walk off. You know, but people will then, oh, right, I can video this and I'll put it online and it's me. And all that is just them being me. I'm doing something. You know, virtual signaling, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
On your own
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean there, Jason. You see, I'm not really one for video and stuff. Like, you know, I like to do it as it goes, like sort of stuff. I trust people. Like, you know, I trust people. I don't need to video anybody and stuff like that. Everything has gone so good ever since. It's the only time. This is the only time, right, when in my job it's been so like sort of bad luck when the government actually says, like, you know, we're gonna be enforcing this, enforcing that, and this is when the jabs come out. When the jabs come out, it got worse and worse and worse. Not just for me, but for other workers as well, who was working in the support worker line.
Yeah.
It got worse and worse and worse. And do you know why? Because they're all worried about themselves. They're not caring about anybody else. They're only about themselves. And that's where the problem is, I think. Because they don't care, like, you know, about, like, you know, the government says, you have to have a test, a PCR test or whatever, once a week. You have to have this, that, and the other once a week. I was saying earlier on, no, I don't have to have it because it's not in my contract. And this is where all the other workers were getting confused, you see, because they were saying, like, you know, well, if you, why do I have to have it if you're not having it? And all like this. Selfish, evil. It's evil people working in this line of work, Jason, right? Care work, like, you know, support workers and care workers, mostly evil.
Yeah, they are. We know they are. I mean, you've got to be in there. And which part of the country are you in anyway? Because Spanish Chicken were asking in chat room earlier on. Which part of the country are you in?
I can't see the chat room.
Right, there should be a thing up in top corner that says comments.
Comments.
So like,
hang on. Yeah.
So if you click on that, can you see them?
Oh, I can see it now. Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Spanish Chicken were asking which part of the country you were in. That's all. I think
I'm
he
in
recognised
Norfolk.
your accent. Sorry,
I'm in Norfolk. Norfolk.
Norfolk, opposite
Yeah.
side of country from. I do believe he's in Bristol. Spanish Chicken.
So
But
it's a
sounds a bit
similar.
similar.
It's a similar accent. It's a similar accent, but slightly different.
Yeah, I used to know a guy from Essex who had a very similar accent from Essex. So
Yeah. Really? Oh.
yeah. And he said that people used to have that accent around here all the time. Everybody, we were an old guy, probably fucking dead now. I think it were about 30 years ago, 20 years ago.
Can I just quickly ask you there, Jason? Just quickly, what do you reckon? Is it 180? Is it 180 footballers that have sort of collapsed or had heart attacks and stuff like that on the football field since the corrupt government brought out this this poison?
I think that's worldwide. I think that's the number of deaths has been quite high.
Really?
In
Yeah.
footballers, but in all athletes, really, I think they've all had their issues. I know Novak Djokovic is doubtful whether he's going to play in Australian Open because he's not prepared to tell anybody his vaccination status, which obviously means he's unvaccinated, and Australia don't allow anybody in without vaccination. So there's a chance that he's not going to go to the Australian Open. No, and he's the bloke who's the champion from last year.
Really?
Bloody
hell.
And there's quite a few footballers coming out as well saying, I know Matt Letizia said has been going on about it on Twitter. I've been following him actually. He's tweeting about it quite a lot, Matt Letizia, and another guy. Oh God, who is it? Fucking forgotten her. But there's another guy who was on Talk Sport. Someone will tell me who it is. There were another guy on Talk Sport who said into about we started saying to be talking about this, asking questions about this vaccine, whether it's vaccine, and they cut him off. He got cut off.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that. Yeah. I know. Yeah. I saw that. I think I saw a video on Facebook.
Who it is.
I saw a video on Facebook, and they immediately, when they asked him about it, and then he said something, and then immediately when he said about it could be to do with the blah.
Yeah,
that's when they cut him.
They cut him off. Yeah.
I saw that.
His name's Scott Sinclair, I think.
I don't know. I can't.
Scott Sinclair. It's somewhat Sinclair, anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that going off, but people are asking questions, and there are certain people. There's more and more, and I noticed Matt Letizia were tweeting about it, and he were putting thingies, like Gary Lineker and tagging Gary Lineker in it, and fucking. All these other footballers and stuff like Trevor Sinclair. That's it, not fucking.
Oh yeah, Trevor. Yeah, Trevor Sinclair. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Webby, come on, get your fucking arse on, man.
Yeah, get your fucking arse out there, Webby.
Yeah, get it on here. Get your arse on here, Webby. Yeah, Trevor Sinclair. Yeah, he's the guy. But they're getting cancelled as soon as they do it. But I noticed Thingy's been saying stuff as well. That Denise Welsh. She's been saying stuff on that loose women.
Yeah.
Evening, Taz. Taz is in the chat room. Manchester Smith as well, even to you. The global elites are a death cult. Only it's our deaths and not their own. Yeah, that's pretty fucking... They are a death cult, aren't they, though? I mean, everything's all geared towards it. It's all...
I think like a lot of stuff now, I think more people are sort of waking up to not only just to the footballers and stuff and this the jib jabs like the Britney Spears show and stuff like that, but also other stuff as well that say Paul Webster, the Webster, with Paul.
Mm.
He has done, because I've seen a video of him on, I forget what video it was, but he says you don't have to pay tax, stuff like that.
Mm.
You don't have to pay tax. You don't have to pay tax. You don't have to pay these energy bills and stuff like this. And that is very good. That's very good for what he's by what Paul is doing. Very good indeed. And I want to sort of because I look at stuff like that on all the other channels. I'm sure you know who Pete Stone is. Can you get Pete Stone on your channel there, Jason?
Pete Stone.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
He's a common law professional.
Right.
Common law professional. Pete Stone, most probably. Paul. What's his name? Who you know on here? Webster.
Paul Webster. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Webster. He knows Pete Stone, most probably. So could you get him on your show, do you reckon?
Yeah, well, if Webby knows him, I'm sure I can. I mean, I get people I don't even know on here. In fact, most people that come on here I don't know.
I mean, I've seen stuff like I have seen articles. This is not, I'm not lying or nothing like that, but I've seen articles saying that once the electric companies or gas companies have actually connected you to your property, that it is illegal for them to disconnect you, even though the governments and all that are saying, oh yeah, the price is going up, and all this that and other, and you can't swap your providers on gocompare.com or whatever like that. It's illegal for them to cut you off, and and plus the smart meters as well. That's what concerns me. All these people getting smart meters and stuff. Why do you need it? Why do you need it? Why do you people need smart meters? I've got no idea. Anyway, I've noticed Webby is on there. Does he want to come in there?
Webby, how you doing, my old mate? Oh, he's probably what he's thought is that I'll get it on, and it takes Jason ages to get me on, so he's just gone to scratch his balls in bog while it comes on. So he's I'm sure he'll pipe up as soon as he's there. But yeah, he'll give you the real deal on whether or not they can cut you off, which I think they can't anyway. But I mean, you see, the thing with smart meters is the reason that they so good for them is that they can switch you off at any point with flicker a switch. But whereas if they want to cut your electricity off without a smart meter, they've got to go and get a warrant, they've got to get into your house, and then they've got to cut you off. That's what's more difficult, flicking a switch or doing all that shit.
Yeah, but that's exactly right there, Jason. And what I've read as well, that if you have a smart meter or whatever installed, it doesn't matter what meter you have installed, they cannot cut you off. That's what I've read. That's what I've read on the line. Ever since I saw Webby's posts and stuff like that, they cannot cut you off. Whether you've got electric supply, right? You've got a gas supply, everything like that. They cannot cut you off. It is illegal. It is illegal. If they cut you off, their class is putting you in awful sort of situation, stuff like that.
So yeah, John Smith's put a good point in chat room. He says prepayment meters cut people off all the time.
Who?
Prepayment meters. If you don't put
I think that must be illegal.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it were illegal, I'm sure somebody had. Well, I don't know.
It must be.
Are you there yet, Webby, or what?
Well, yeah. If Paul Webby is there, I'm pretty sure he'd say that's illegal because, it has to be connected 24/7. You know, in this country, you cannot.
Jace, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to sort out my headset so there's no feedback coming. I don't know. Can you hear me okay without any feedback?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no feedback on here, mate.
No worries, and I'll leave it at that. I heard what you were saying about the meters about being cut off. You're right that it would be illegal if they were going to private houses and doing that, if they were cutting people off on private houses, but they aren't, not on paper anyway. Everything is commercial, and they have full jurisdiction to break into commercial properties and change meters. As long as they address the property as a commercial and they're speaking to a business entity who's they claim is operating from that as a customer, then they're not doing anything wrong. And that's the part where we're missing out, because people use, and it has worked on some occasions that you can use common law, but this is like, it's commerce. They've just corporatized everything and everyone. All properties deemed commercial.
Paul, I thought I thought I saw your video on, what was it, shared by Dr. Charlie Ward, and you were saying on that video that it doesn't matter, like, what you owe, anything like that. It's all for free. It's all for free, like, basically. What
Well, if you watch the video, it doesn't say that it's free. It says that it's paid for, and you need to balance the books. So, if I'm the government and I take your taxes, I've got to get you gas, water, and electric for the year.
Yeah.
Well, if we just take it as gas, I take your money and I go to British Gas and say how much to drill, refine, and pump the grid full of our gas and then serve and maintain it. And they'll give me a price. I sign the contract and check, and I pay them. So for January, I give you a bill from British Gas saying you've used £53.34, so many kilowatts. This is what I've spent your money on. Please sign the negotiable instrument at the bottom, return it. I will then inform the Treasury that we've used those funds. We've set the debt off, zero in the gas bill. The Treasury can now balance the creditors' book, which would lower the national debt. And that would mean the balancing of the book. So if everybody operated like that as a creditor, that means we would balance the books and everybody would at least have £200 a month better off to invest into the economy, into small businesses, big businesses, whatever. So the economy would boost the simple balancing of the books. But we are taught to pay. We are taught to work hard and pay. And you can't pay for anything in a debt-based economy.
Right. So basically, there is no. So what you're trying to say is then there is no way in this country, in the UK, that you can have electric or gas for free.
It's already paid for. You've got to understand, the creditor, all the debts have been put onto you. So you have a share of the national debt.
Yeah.
So the national debt is gas, water, and electric. So as a private man or woman, you're not meant to pay because you're operating as a citizen. You're taking a job up, you're accepting certain things as a debtor, you're accepting them, but because you've taken all that debt, you become a creditor. So you work within that system to work those things off. You get benefits and privileges for that. The benefits and privileges is, there's your gas bill, sign it and we'll set it off. Other than that, you'd have to use your sweat promises. You'd have to use that. Well, you're not going to balance a creditor's book by promising. If you had a shop, it would be a debtor's book. Therefore, you would promise to pay and you would balance that book by using your cash. For the creditors, you can't pay, you can't promise. you've got an obligation to do. We've already used your money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you don't sign that instrument and then instruct me that I know that those funds have been used, well, I can't balance your book. So if you look at it this way, say I work for you and you give me £1,000 to go and get stock for you. I come back and say, there's your stock. And you go, there's not £1,000 worth of there. Have you got the receipt? And I say, no. Well, we've got two issues now. I can't prove that I've spent your money on what I should have, but you can't balance your books with the accountant. So now your accounts are in default. And that's what we're in. We've been in permanent default because our education system teaches us to work hard and pay our bills. And the best liars that this system could have are the people who believe they are telling you the truth, and they are normally your parents.
Yeah, the bankers. Yeah, the bankers. So like, yeah, another question would be there then, Paul. When these bills come in and stuff like this, obviously a lot of people this time of year are getting very worried, because of the high bills and stuff and stuff like that. What do they do then when they see how can they pay their bill, say this, that, and the other, like a little bit of bill, or another thing, when they say you can't pay your bill, what is it? There's this thing on this paper, because I saw it. I saw it because I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% now, Paul. Now get me right. Now you don't have to pay by direct debit, do you? There's another way on a paper.
It's talking about the gyro credit at the bottom, Webby, I think.
Yeah. There's a thing.
That's called the negotiable instrument. That's the negotiable instrument on the bottom of the bill.
That's the trick.
It's not a trick.
It's a trick.
It's not a trick. It's basic commerce. It's basic commerce. The Treasury have sent the funds through the commercial bank to British Gas. It's your gas account. They can't access it without your permission. So when you sign the negotiable instrument, you give power of attorney to your billing agent to use those funds to zero your gas bill, which informs the Treasury those funds have been used by, Mr. Paul Webster.
But therefore, Paul, that's what you used, didn't you, before on that video?
That's the only thing I've used.
When you said that you didn't have to pay it anymore.
I didn't say you don't have to pay it. You can't pay it. You're balancing the books. You've got to stop using that language that I pay. You can't pay. It's debt based. What are you going to pay it with? More debt?
But but
that more debt, don't you?
Say again.
If money's debt notes, if money's created out of debt, then you are paying it off with debt.
No, because you're setting it off. You're setting it off with your equity. If you're paying for it, you're a debtor. You're a commerce. You're balancing a different set of books.
Oh, it's very complicated.
I don't understand that.
It's really not complicated. You've got an amount of credit. You've got a share of, like I said, 2012, 23 trillion was the credit rating. So you had a share of that 70th million if you're registered. So you work, and that goes on the stock exchange. Now, out of your money or sweat and toil, you promise for things for your family. But your gas, water, and electric are all national debts. You have taken those debts on because there is no money in this economy. The only credit that there is people who work and produce things. We don't seem to produce much right now, but back at 23 trillion, we were producing stuff. So the fact that you go to work in this system you have credit. Therefore, credit you set off by
Yeah.
a set of books
Oh,
for the national debt.
Right. But you do understand is that anybody in this country can have the water bill for free. You know that?
Yes, I get what you're saying, but there's a service and a maintenance of the grid that people work in. So
But
they're going to get.
I'm sorry, but how do they do that? How do they actually work that out? Because, like, I honestly, you can have a water bill for free for all your life in this country.
You're right. Oh, okay, so who then? The creditor that's working in that system to clean that water to make sure everything works.
Yeah.
Who's going to get equity or credit for that? Do you get me? There's got to be a chain. There's got to be something to be set off for that. So yes, your water's free. You don't have to pay for it, but you've got to sign something so we can know what you've done. You're not doing anything. So nobody knows what to do. So the debt just keeps getting added to. So if you promise to pay for your water with your cash, then the national debt still doesn't get affected, but they leave you alone until the next month and they offer you another bill. Well, they'll keep taking that.
But I mean, where do you come in there? I mean, like, how are you coming in there, right, Paul, with this stuff, like saying, like, and especially on the video, because you're pretty hot on that video, and there's a lot of people that watch that video. How can people follow you and your ways on, to stop doing, stop paying, tax and
you can't unless you draw the line. Unless you draw the line, put your head above the parapet and fight them. Nobody will, because there isn't anybody, including myself, anybody that you can follow to get rid of all that, because Her Majesty's Courts and Tribunal Service are the gatekeepers, and they have made a pact now. They are going to fuck everybody over that comes in.
Yeah.
When we were stopping warrants, it was they were getting withdrawn in the corridor because they didn't know what to do about it. But now they've all got they know what they're doing, they know what we're doing, and they were behind the game, because the best thing people want to do is, if they want to know how to work as a creditor, look at the credit clearing manuals, what the bankers use. Look at the Bills of Exchange Act. Look at the Consumer Credit Act. The Consumer Credit Act, Section 123, tells you when these negotiable instruments can and can't be used. And it's clear that they cannot be used for a commercial business. So who do they write to? Mr., Miss, Mrs. That's a business title. They write to an address that has a business tax code. It's called your postcode. So they're addressing everything commercial. If you reply, they take it you're commercial. So you have to challenge jurisdiction. The problem that you find when you challenge jurisdiction is that the legal system is, the foundation of the legal system is that every property and every man and woman are persons. So businesses are persons, property is commercial. They write to Mr., Miss, Mrs., they use the tax code, everything is commercial. And what are we taught at school? Now you're of age, you're Mr., you're Mrs., you're businesses. That's what you're taught. And we're taught that through the system. We're taught it through our parents. I remember my mum saying, this is how you write a letter. How do you know? Well, this is what you do. Well, when you're writing letters, you need to know what you're doing. You need to know what language you're speaking. This is all dangerous stuff that we are not taught. And for the best part of it, we're distracted enough to not even be asked about it. When it came to me, I was looking at the Bills of Exchange Act, and I had people who were who'd already doing it. I'm going, well, that's interesting, but there was no way I wanted to take that on until they messed up 3 payment plans, got me into a bit of an argument, and I just went, send me a paper bill. We'll take it from there. But if people want a court paper that says, boom, that stamp, look, I've set that up, you can't get it. It's impossible. It's like working on the birth certificates. So many rabbit holes when it's simple, the mechanism, because the man can only be alive for the straw man, the monopoly piece, to be used. However, if the man is lost on paper, then the monopoly piece is taken as an asset by the government and all the trust positions are changed. So the man who's not there is always going to be guilty because it's always the title, and they try and pin it on somebody, and we turn up and say, yeah, that's me. So they pin it on you and you're taught, yeah, that's me. And you've already admitted to the things they need to tick for you to be liable for it. Whereas if you could say, use something like a proof of life document to prove like what expats use to claim pensions from abroad. Look, here I am, I'm alive. Well, that's Mr. Paul Webster. Who's got a better claim to that than me? Now I'm here. All of a sudden, all the positions in the trust change, and you will be dealt differently. You'll be dealt with differently just from paper. It's the same with a negotiable instrument. People were saying, oh, well, I've done this, and look, I've signed this, and look, what do you think of that, Paul? It's the wrong instrument. No, it's the bank gyro at the bottom of the bill. Look, it says bank gyro. It's the wrong instrument. It's got to have the commercial bank logo and the Transcash logo on. Otherwise, it's a paying-in slip.
Yeah.
And people think that they can write something on this and change it into something else. And you can't. It's a specific instrument for a specific thing. So if I'm a debtor, I will get a paying-in slip that I have to put an amount to credit it. If I'm not that and I get a joint gyro credit slip, which would be the Transcash logo and the commercial bank, all I've got to do is sign that to release the funds because they're already there. The Treasury from my credit account has paid British Gas, but they can't use it because my gas account they can't access without my authority.
Yeah. The thing is, though, right? Paul, have you actually made a website up about this?
What do you mean? No, just videos. I don't tell people this is what you should do at this point, this point, this point. I tell people this is what I've done.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. That like most people have to do it themselves. Like they have to fight themselves. Like through common law, etc., etc. But how come you haven't made up your own website yet?
Well, you've absolutely not looked into anything I've done, have you? For 10 years, I've been fighting in courts. I've had armed police called on me and everything. You wonder why I've not made a website, mate? I've been fighting for my life.
On you? You've had police.
Yes, I've been fighting. I had armed police called on me.
Armed
county court. Armed police over the first 5 years.
Why?
Because I asked the judge what authority did he have over me and my property without my consent. What jurisdiction did he stand in?
What, and they sent armed police for you?
I asked the court clerk in the foyer that question. I sat back down. 4 minutes later, the doors burst open. 6 armed police came in. They ran past me and my mate. They ran in and out of every other courtroom that there was and then stood in the middle with their arms out because they didn't know what they were there for because they were looking for a breach of the peace that hadn't happened. I was then summoned into a courtroom with 2 armed police in front of me, 2 behind me, 1 either side for the sale of a house. And over the next 5 hearings, I had over 30 police officers present, including them armed police with video evidence gatherers as well.
That's disgusting.
Exactly. That's why I haven't done anything like that, Paul. It's been if it weren't for close people, I wouldn't be here. I've had my life saved twice in the last 10 years. And for that 10 years, mate, when I was jokingly saying your gas was free, just so that it would engage people, I was called a dickhead. I was called a cunt. I was called a thief. That's because people are stupid and people are idiots. People don't go and think and they don't go and read. So I've had offers of thousands and thousands of pounds. Will you do this for me? Will you represent me in court? No, go and do it yourself. There's the information. That's what you need to read. That's what you need to understand. Or don't, because I was sick of being called a dickhead.
Yeah, yeah, like bullied, basically.
What do you mean? No, it's family and friends.
Do you think
No,
you was
family
bullied
and friends.
Do you think you was bullied though over it?
By the police, court.
No, by the other people.
I've not been bullied by any other people. What I mean is my family couldn't understand what I was saying, so I was a thief. They paid for their gas, but I didn't. So I'm a thief. That's because they can't understand it, because everybody's taught they've got to pay.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
when everybody's been fooled, it's very hard to explain them.
But hang on a minute. Let's just go back a bit. So you did not pay for your gas.
I've not paid for my gas for 11 years.
And then your family says to you, right, you haven't paid or whatever, therefore you're not legit. Is that what they're trying to say?
No, they're saying that I should pay for it because they do.
Right. So do you still contact your family in any way?
Yeah, I've seen them tonight.
So there's no problem then with you and your family, like, you know, whether you pay your bills or not. You can still
I've lost
your family.
No, I've lost family and friends. I've got a very few people I call family and friends.
Oh, right. So
because I found out most of the rest of them are just associates.
Yeah. So in actual fact, there's actually no problem with you and your family, whether you pay your bills or whether they pay their bills. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter, because we can't talk about it.
Why?
Because they'll get annoyed.
Ah, right.
They don't like the fact of anything. They don't like the fact of anything. They don't like the fact that council tax is only applicable to commercial property.
Right,
but they think they should pay council tax because of the police, because of the ambulance, because of the fire, that are all funded separately. It's because people don't understand the economy and the politics they live in. I didn't until I had to go into the lion's den. And that's when you get the harsh lessons. It's very easy for people who think, well, that sounds all right. What do I do? Oh, I just sign this and send it off. Oh, that'll be easy. No, it's a fight, because British Gas, what they took in 2012 was 2.3 billion profit they made. Now they're only revenue collectors. They get paid to issue bills, and then they're also paid to collect revenue. Well, all they're doing is collecting revenue, basically. Yeah.
That's right.
And they're getting all the kickbacks from our equity, because our treasury is saying, hey, we're not using any of these funds, and British Gas are going, well, we're playing our part, so British Gas get a little bit of a kickback, get tax deductions, all that kind of caper, and then you see it spread to the high street shops. So you've got like Virgin, you've got Asda, all the big stores who don't pay taxes and they pay a bit of business rate. Well, when you only get like 70% of the business rates, that's got to drop to council tax, which is still a commercial property. But they say it applies to every property. Why? Because High Court council tax this year states that your house is capable of being a shop. So therefore, we charge you council tax. And it's all based on presumption. So you imagine what you've got to now start doing. We've got to take it all the way to High Court. What do they do then? Well, we can't throw you back in the system. We can't beat your argument, but we can't let you in. So we're sticking to our guns here. So you've nailed them. What do you do? Because the highest court in this land is still Europe. Well, we don't have a European court.
There's a comment here there, Paul. Most people are jealous of people who stand up for themselves because they are too cowardly to do it themselves and pay through the nose and want everybody else to.
Everybody thinks they should pay because that's what we're taught, but it's not about. I certainly didn't go looking for this fight. It was they just, when I got an understanding of it, I thought, wow, this is real, this is true. When you're in a magistrate's court and they're applying for a warrant, and the magistrate asks you, have you got a bank statement saying how much funds have gone out to pay British Gas's bill? And I said, no, I've settled it through the bills of exchange. And the magistrate puts her glasses on the end of her nose and says, bills of exchange? And before I can say anything, the legal clerk turns around and says, yes, ma'am, that's a legal remedy we don't deal with in this jurisdiction. He's just told the magistrate that Mr. Webster's brought a cure, but we're not going to deal with it because we're staying in the health and safety, because I'm not awarding a warranty because Mr. Webster's knows there's no health and safety issue. So I can't issue a forced entry warrant for a monetary dispute. However, the courts now, let me finish, the courts now have backed themselves up with that, because back 10 years ago, they didn't know what to do. That was new information people were coming in with. All of a sudden, the courts have gone, it doesn't matter about the warrants. We're dealing with it as a commercial property. So if you own a shop and you don't pay your gas bill, they are breaking in and they're putting a pay-as-you-go in. They've got full jurisdiction to do that commercial property. So you've got to then argue jurisdiction. So you've got to come out of public and get into private. And that's easy to say and it's easy to understand, but it's not easy going into their system, because people think they can go into a commercial court, say a magic word and change it into a common law court. And they can't. They really can't. And those people created so much vague legislation for people coming after them. It fucked so much up, that man.
Yeah. And I think this is a lot of the problems as well, as where, like, new people are swapping over to the new, common law court. Instead of, registering their business with Companies House, they're registering their own business with the common law court with a constabulary, a constable, under common law court, and people don't understand exactly what that is. But under common law court, am I right in saying that you can actually register your business and be private? You don't have to pay no tax or anything. The only thing is, if you are a fairly big one, you have to pay your staff fairly and stuff like that. You have to pay them fairly, and you have to be very fair in things like that. And that is correct, right, Paul?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't got a clue. I've never looked into the common law aspects of registering businesses.
I think that is correct, and that is the best way. That's the best way. One of the best ways as well during lockdowns. During the lockdowns, if you register your company, if you've got, say, I know somebody that's got a private company, and they've now done it with their one. They've had no problems whatsoever. The council cannot come and tell them to shut it down because they're registered under the common law court. And other people are so surprised. They're saying, oh, well, how come they're still working, but that shop isn't. It's because that shop is so thick and brainwashed they go under companies law. That's the difference. And I'm just
the concept sounds correct to me, right? It's just it's something I've always been dealing with the statutes and the acts, because believe it or not, if you can operate properly within that system, your remedy is all in those statutes and acts. You don't actually, because it's all based on agreements, because it's not contract, because contracts are so specific. So everything that's based on agreement, you can always drag an agreement into long grass, and you can always change agreements if it's not what it's originally been agreed to. So that's what we've got the problem with. There's all these agreements that we're all taught of as in law, and we've all got to do this, and we've got to do it a certain way. And if we use this name and we do this and we fill this in, we've given everything away. And the problem is we don't know how to not give it away. So we've done it all back to front, standing in a civil court, shouting, "I'm a free man," all that rubbish created the problems that we got. Do you know what I mean? It was so clear. Yeah. What John Harris was saying to me, it was so crystal clear. The enforcement, the force of law, and what is law. Now, how were they getting all these agreements? I am sick to my eye teeth of seeing people saying, police have issued £4,000 worth of fines this week because police can't issue fines. Police cannot issue fines. I wish people would go and read. They offer penalty charge notice agreements. Name, address, signature. There's your agreement. You get the receipt of the agreement, and the top part, the bill of exchange, goes to the county court / bank before the judge banker. And it's name, address, signature. Oh, he's not turned up to appeal it. I'll issue the fine. Oh, he has turned up. What do you say? So he can hear you. He'll listen to you. He's got everything.
And what happens when the person actually turns up?
Well, he's presumed that he's there for commerce.
Yeah.
So everything is based on presumption. You need to know how you've been brought into that. So it's a jurisdictional challenge. As soon as you bring up a jurisdictional challenge, which is what I did, as soon as I said jurisdiction, they phoned police. And it was because the year before, Roger Hayes tried to make a citizen's arrest of a judge in a council tax hearing in Birkenhead in 2011. And that set a precedent.
Yeah. And what happened to you?
With what? Over 5 years, they stole everything.
Yeah.
They stole everything. They left me with not a pot to piss in.
How did you actually come about coping through that then?
2 breakdowns, alcohol, and dedicated members of family that saved my life, mate.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear about that.
It's been a rough ride, but that's why I don't do websites, because to be fair, nobody's grateful for it. Nobody's grateful for it.
But who actually took that stuff off of you then? What, the council?
No, it started off over the sale of a property between me and my ex. And I just said, well, I'm not selling my property. Whoever she sells her property to, I'll deal with. And that's as far as I'm...
But you know now not to let yourself in that position again then.
What do you mean?
Like, not to let yourself in a position where you can give up your stuff.
Well, I knew I wouldn't have had to give it up had I not done what I did, which was put her on the mortgage. I wouldn't have had to do any of that. It's just
Paul, are you actually paying your bills, your water bills, your electric bills, or not?
I pay I can't take everything on me. The only thing I don't pay is my gas.
I'm just trying to put this into perspective here, because as far as I'm concerned, I've seen a video of you saying that you don't have to pay bills.
Right. I'm getting sick of repeating myself here. I'm getting sick of repeating myself. I did not say on anything you don't have to pay. I said you cannot pay. This is the system. This is what we're meant to do. Not what I've done. This is what I meant.
But then later on in the video, you stated that it did not work. That's that's what I'm trying to come
I
to.
stated what
It-
did not work.
It did not work. That you cannot get away with bills. Whereas I have found out a way where it can work, where you do not have to pay bills at all.
Okay, go on then. Tell me.
I cannot tell. I cannot say this live on air, and that is a fact. And I think you know why. And I think you know why. You cannot just make a video and just like say that you pay this, you pay that, or whatever. I think you need.
I think you. I don't think you've watched the videos. I don't think you watched the videos, mate. You're talking like you've not watched the video.
I have watched.
I've done this for 10 years, mate. I've done this for 10 years. I've done conference talks around the country. I don't know how many radio shows I've been on.
So how come you're not bill free then?
Because
Jason, can you just has he just heard what I've said? What's happened to me in 10 years?
Listen, I don't know what he's done to you.
It doesn't
You might
matter.
have
I don't know what you're fishing at here, man.
There's lots of people. There's lots of people that want to know, like how they can be bill free. Like,
well, go on, let's say it.
There's a lot.
Go on then.
Lots of people
Tell
would
us.
like to be energy free, like back in history. Like how come? Okay, yeah.
I'll turn it off, and it'll be just us three, right? And then you can tell us.
It doesn't matter.
So you can't then. You don't. It's like saying, "I've got four fucking naked women next door waiting for me. We're gonna have a fivesome before I go to bed." You know. Bring one in then. No, they can't. Well, they can't.
It's
do
like
that. It's just ridiculous.
Jason, it's like asking Dr. Charlie Ward, his secrets. He's not going to tell you live on air, is he?
Well, so what's his point then? What point is he?
Well, I mean,
why is he on air? Why is he not just sat in his home, not paying his bills, rather than being trying to spread the word? Spread the word about what? Something you won't fucking tell me.
Yeah, it's something.
Do you not pay any bills then? Are you bill free? Do you not pay any bills?
Say again.
Do you not pay any bills?
I don't pay no bills. No. Nothing.
So your gas, water, and electric, they don't bother you at all.
If I said to you lot on here, this is what I'm trying to say. If I said to you lot on here that I pay all electric in full, gas in full, water, etc., in full, everybody would want to know, wouldn't they?
Well, I'd want to know what you're paying it with.
But I've been having a few problems recently. This is why I've been listening to you there, Paul, about your situation, about how you can get through that so-and-so. But to me, it seems like, you don't really have to listen to that. Do you know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question?
No, you actually, I'm not getting you at all. All I can tell you is under the exchange.
When you said about the, when you said about like the bill, what gets sent through, the paper bill, right, Paul?
Yes.
On the actual paper bill, it says, what was it? It's not. What is it? There's another little thing. What was said on that? I can't quite remember what it was.
Are you sure you've not got to go?
Say again.
Have you got to go? Because I can see that someone's shining something on your roof. It looks like they need you, Batman.
Oh, that's just what up there?
Yeah.
That's just
right above your head.
That's just my penis, mate. Right.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought it were a bat thing. It looks like a bat thing. Looks like someone calling Batman.
What up? What?
Yeah, that's it. There, yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's the light bulb thing.
Yeah, I know. But it looks like it's Batman's thing, signals calling for you.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
why I made reference to it and asked if someone were calling for you.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does actually.
Can I ask you how long have you been doing this, Mew?
About like 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. How long have you been doing it there, Jason?
Well, about 15, 16.
Yeah, a lot longer then. So you're a veteran.
Yeah, I'd consider myself that. But do you know, from what I was hearing from you, and don't take this the wrong way, but you sounded like somebody who's just learnt the term freeman of the land. You know, it's like it's as if
Look, right,
you've got these half-baked ideas that you're telling us that you can cut all your bills.
Yeah.
And you're not prepared to tell us what they are.
How can you say something like that? This is why I was asking Paul Webby about how he was doing it when he said it on a video on the Dr. Charlie Ward show. There's no chance, there's no way you can say it. Anything like that.
Hang on, I've not been on the Charlie Ward show.
You can say it.
I haven't been on the Charlie Ward show.
Live on social media for everybody to hear.
I was on live social media with Charlie Ward.
Yeah, you was on a video. Yeah.
I've not been on Charlie Ward's show.
Well, he shared your video.
Which video was it?
It was about like council tax and then the bills.
Well, hang on a minute. It's either about council tax or it's the bills because the different videos.
Council tax and the bills.
The council tax wasn't doing the bills. The gas, water, and electric video was doing the bills.
Well, that's what I saw. That's what I saw, and that is what made me interested in your channel there. Like, you know, on how you get stuff for free, and I found it all out without. But
you don't get it for free, right? If you've been doing this for 10 years,
I found it all out. If you've been
doing this for 10 years,
listening to you, I found it all out without even listening to you, and I've got all my bills now for free.
Brilliant. What are you paying it with?
Nothing.
So they just leave you. Are you telling me they just? Are you telling me
nothing at all?
Are you telling me they just leave you alone then? And you get gas, water, electric.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't send you a bill then. They don't send you a bill.
Nothing at all.
That's very strange then. So I need to know how to do that because I'm only operating in commerce.
Yeah. Exactly. And
so
that's
I'm only
why,
operating in commerce.
Why, Paul, that's why.
Hang on. You've had your say. So let me back up what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was working with the negotiable instruments. Now, under the Bills of Exchange Act, in order to balance them books, which lowers national debt, I sign and date that. That is all that my obligation is under the Bills of Exchange Act. The problem that we had was they wanted to make it all commercial. So if I hadn't have been going through what I've been going through, I would have been looking in to break it down to how you split the man and that commercial instrument so that I've got full control, because that's not what the civil courts are doing. The civil courts are just running all over that now. We've just had it with council tax. Now, you don't pay council tax, I take it?
Nothing.
Right. So when they send you a council tax bill, you ignore it or they don't bother now?
They have not bothered in a long time on council tax, but I'm on about like bills, like, you know, electric energy bills, like, you know, like electric, gas, water, things like that. That was the one I was struggling with. But now
the problem we've got then is we need to know what you did in order for them to automatically not bill you, because I'll tell you now, if they're not billing you, then your share of the national debt is never coming down because you're not balancing the books unless Of course it matters.
I'm not registered.
Why do you think the Bank of England have just been...
Hey, Paul, I'm not even registered under the system.
But your property's not. Your gas main isn't.
Yeah. My name is not registered under the system.
Right, but you've got a gas supply. So if there's nobody,
No, I haven't. I have, but it's not registered under any name whatsoever. By law, they have to keep it connected. By law, they have to keep it connected. They can't just cut you off.
mate, they can just cut you off.
They can't, mate. There are ways. There are ways. Seriously.
Yes, there are ways, but don't say they can't cut you off. That's bollocks. I've seen them dig up the road and cut people off, mate, because they couldn't get on the property, because it's classed as commercial. Now, if you say this is my gas, right, and there's no meter there and they can't do anything with it, they can force entry to cap it because they need to make sure that's safe. That supply is safe. If you deny them entry, I guarantee you they will get a warrant and break in and cap you. So you must have done something through paperwork or otherwise to restore something, because if you're telling me you just wrote to these people or you just ignored them or you've moved into a property and not picked anything up, people would be testing this address. Maybe you've been lucky, I don't know, but you must have done something.
You're right. You're right. Like what you said on some of your videos there, Paul, and the same as Pete Stone. You cannot you cannot do it live on air like how we are now. You cannot discuss that. It's just impossible, because if you did, you get yourself in trouble, right?
No, I understand that, but you needed to be a bit more. You need to flesh it out a bit more than just say, "Oh, I don't do that."
You cannot. You know them groups, right, on Facebook. This is the only thing I can say. You know, some of them groups on Facebook, what does like common law and stuff. Yeah, join them, and then you can obviously see other people sharing their stuff in a private setting on how to deal with things, but there is no chance whatsoever, no chance live where you can have a remedy to this. And days, other days will be different from other days, as you well know there, Paul. So it's different.
I'll tell you what is different. Talking to you is different. Honestly, I've got no fucking idea what is going on. Have you, Webber?
I know people that haven't paid bills, but to say that they don't get harassed or they don't get anybody, they've had to have done something, because if there's a property there and there's a supplier who claims that they have got a customer there, then I can't understand why nobody ever chases it up unless something's been reset or something's, it's like if you reset it, if the trust became reset, you'd be treated differently. It's like everybody gets the blanket commercial bills these days because they don't want anybody to see the joint gyro. So everybody gets the blanket one, whereas if I'm not blanketed, because British Gas always gave me the correct check. I never had to do anything else with it. They gave me the correct check. So if I'm getting the correct check, therefore I should be getting recognised. Now, if I sign it and date it and then my bill zeros, they have recognised me. They don't recognise me though. So I want to know how to reset that. I know people who have put documents in now and they're waiting to find out if they've managed to reset the trust to the correct positions, which will mean they will get dealt with differently. But it's not like you're even hinting that you've done anything like that. You just said, "Oh, I'm just not registered," and they leave me alone. That's very strange.
Yeah. Another way that as well is just to, slowly go off grid, a little bit, not too much, but slowly. and like sort of like disappear a little bit. But yeah, Jason, what do you think about all these footballers going off grid?
What?
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm still on the same subject, right? I'm still on the same subject, but what do you think about all the footballers? What were going off on the field?
What? You mean the going off?
Yeah. The heart attack.
Going
shit.
off grid, you said?
Shit. The heart attack shit.
That's not going off grid, is it? No. Well, I think I said earlier on, it's not right, is it? So it's not right. But look, until people are allowed to ask questions, it's not a question of people asking questions. It's a question of people being allowed to ask questions.
Yeah.
And they're not anymore. So nobody's allowed to ask a question. Ask your science. You trust the science. You can't.
Did you know? I get. Yeah.
There's a belief. Don't need. You can't believe. Science don't need belief. Science needs doubt.
Yeah. So did you also know, right, that when them conspiracy theories said that 5G is coming into the country, and they're going to put it into the phones and etc. Did you actually realise that the actual the circuit boards, what they're going to put into these 4G phones was actually too much, and the circuit boards actually blew up when they tested it. So on the screen, it's not actually 5G; it's only 4G. But on the actual towers, it's 5G. Did you know that?
Eh?
Did you know that?
Did I know what? 5G?
Right. Yeah. You know, in these phones, yeah, like say Samsungs, Huawei phones, etc., when they tried to put in the 5G chips into them phones, it did not work. The chips blew up, basically, because of overheating, because of like there's not enough room to actually keep these chips cool. But so when you buy a 5G phone, you think you're buying a 5G phone, you're actually buying a 4G phone. Did you know that the towers are not 5G either?
Is that a question? I had no idea. I've got no idea about anything 5G. I've not spoke about 5G since I spoke to Anne-Marie Carey, which were about 2 years ago, and since then, 5G it seems to have faded into insignificance as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, in my world, so the 5G issue, although I don't know whether there's any truth in it or not, I don't know that, so I don't follow anything, so I don't know what you're saying about this 5G being 4G and there's no 5G on the towers and all this stuff. I really don't know. I don't know whether I really don't know anything tonight, anything at all.
Yeah, well,
I've just fallen off my perch into some fucking land that I don't know. I think that things can't get any fucking worse and more weird, and then you fucking turn up.
I think a lot of it, Jason, is all fake. Like, there's a lot of talk about it. But if you look it up, and I can tell you, God's honest truth, that 5G is a load of bollocks, because they can't actually have the actual systems in place. They'll fucking blow up. They'll blow up. As simple as that. In the summertime, the phone systems on the towers will blow up. They cannot do it. They cannot do it. I don't understand. When I see other people. I forgot what his name is online as well. Like, saying like, oh, like, nosebleeds or whatever. They ain't gonna happen. They can't even fit the chip in the fucking phone. They can't even fit the 5G chip in the phone. That's as simple as that. They can't do it. They can't do it. They can't do it. It will just like blow up.
Webby, are you there, mate?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Have you got any fucking clue what's going on?
No, not really about the 5G. I mean, anything's possible. Whether 5G, I don't know if 5G is bollocks or not, but I think anything's possible. That you just got to ask questions. If you've no questions about everything, then I don't think you're thinking.
Spanish Chickens asked, what about moon landings? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think that'll be to me, is it?
Not you, Webby. Not you, Webby. You, Mew. Sorry, Webby.
Oh, me? Oh, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, fucking hell. Who else am I going to ask? You know, I just, you know, I'd love a pint of what you fucking had, I'll tell you. Go on. What do you think of moon landings? Go on. Go.
I'll tell you what, Jason. You would want a lot of what I've had, mate. Moon landings. I think it's a load of bollocks. And I'll tell you why. Because I've seen videos of green screens, right? And plus the interviews of the so-called astronauts saying that they've been to the moon. You can tell they're fucking lying. You can tell they're fucking lying on a massive scale. When you can see, like, the photographs and everything like that, the videos and stuff, and the worst thing, right? What makes me really laugh, is how can they get that crap landed, well, taken off, like the crap that looks like this, with legs and then a big old thing on the top. And it takes off from Earth, and then it lands on the moon. How that piece of crap? How can they do that? I don't think it's possible. I honestly don't think it's possible. I think it's a load of bollocks, and I think they're making this. I think they're making it up. You cannot go outside of Earth's sort of like satellite atmosphere, if that makes sense. You know where the satellites are around the Earth, like, you can't, if you went past that, you would have to have like really, really thick lead protection from the radiation. That's as simple as that. You cannot land on the moon on that fucking crap, what they showed years ago. It's bollocks. It's bollocks.
Okay, then. Well, there you go. It's all bollocks, according to Mew there. Van Allen belts, I think you're talking about radiation, aren't you? Van Allen belts, bands of radiation. They can't get fucking through. They don't go through it. No. Anyway, I think
definitely don't go through it. Definitely don't go through it.
No, definitely. Have you been through it?
No, only in my dreams.
Oh, right. Okay. Fucking hell. I think I'm in a dream at the moment. I just don't know whether it's a fucking nightmare. And anyway, that's it, I think. It's definitely, it's 2.5 hours in and I'm fucked. And I'm sure everybody else is as well. It's fucking gone midnight. So big thanks to Mew there for coming on. And also a big thanks to Webby as well.
No worries.
Thanks to you lot for coming and listening. And don't forget, I'm on at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. 9 a.m. with Ollie Damagard. That's going to be live. and then I'll probably do an hour at night time. So 9 a.m. Tuesday morning, that's all I could get. And so I thought, I'll get it. Take it easy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.